Hi. We were actually in St. Vincent's Hospital. We followed our oncologist there. She lost her position, or her contract wasn't renewed. We begged to be referred to one of ye, and we were refused by receptionists, whoever. In the end, we had no oncologist, no treatment from the day that the lady's position was filled until we actually rang an oncology liaison nurse in Naas who got us in to see somebody. Last night at the get-together, my husband, thank God, has no tumours at the moment, but he is on the octreotide injections, and from what we could pick up, he shouldn't be on them if he has no tumours. Is this correct?
Again, I mean, that's, you know, that I think that the usual pathways currently is that it's not a clerical issue that, you know, if a consultant, let's say a consultant was leaving to go someplace else, or you're in the Vincent's group, or let's say you're in the MAT or St. James's Hospital, and you've expressed a desire to come, if it hasn't come from the oncologists themselves, what usually happens is that the oncologist will write to me or to Justin or to one of the people to ignite that pathway, let's say, to set it in motion. It's not clerical people who make the decisions on where to go, but it's still, I'm horrified to know that you were in, well, if you weren't within our group, you weren't in the Centre of Excellence, okay? So there are oncologists who are not involved in our structure, and this is important to know, within St. Vincent's Hospital. So they're dealing with other types of cancers usually. And now it's an unusual circumstance, I would say, that you would be with somebody and you weren't, didn't come through, let's say, our multidisciplinary decision making. But look, it just exemplifies another problem in terms of getting there.
What happened was we followed this oncologist from Naas,
okay,
but her contract wasn't renewed.
Okay, I understand.
She was referring us, but we were asking her to refer us on, but by the time our appointment came up, she was gone and we saw nobody.
Well, this is the point, that so you're with that oncologist who was aware of our existence.
Was doing it. Well, we hadn't asked her. She had given us the option. I can't say anything against her. She gave us the option. What would we like to do? We went back. We researched. We discussed it, and then we were going back to tell her yes, please.
That's fine, and it's every individual patient with their family's right to stay with the. If you feel confident with a referring physician that's doing a great job, etc. And that's an individual case. The vast majority of patients do better, I feel, if they've had an input from, you know, all of the experts, and that's our objective. And of course, when somebody comes from, let's say, for argument's sake, you know, Donegal or from Sligo or from wherever, or Tullamore, where we have got very good cooperations as well, you know, very often it's a question of endorsing what's been done and referring back for the therapies, and then we might see you again in a year's time or after, or when there's been, let's say, an event, or when some treatment stops working, then we are inputting again in terms of helping decide the therapies, okay? And if it's not available, then we bring you on board and work with us. Some people want to stay with us exclusively, and that's fine as well. Your second point then, sorry, the second point of...
my husband doesn't have...
Oh yes, the somatostatin analogues, that's right. Yeah, I mean, if after surgery you don't see any detectable disease, there's no definite benefit in staying on the... Well, we don't have scientific evidence to show that, okay? I think the easiest way, of course, is to see the individual case, because it will depend on the actual aggressiveness of the disease before it was put into remission or before surgery was done, etc. So again, I don't want to give a definite answer on that, and sometimes people do keep therapy going, but it's in rare circumstances. And if you want to come to see us about that, it's absolutely a pleasure to see you, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.